We need to talk about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber because, honestly, the social media world has been buzzing non-stop over these two lately. And it's one of those situations where you're equal parts entertained and horrified at the same time. So here's what's going on. Apparently, Justin Bieber still has some of Selena Gomez's old clothes. Now, before you freak out, let's just sit with that for a second. He's married to Hailey, they've been together for years, and somehow he's holding on to remnants of his past. Most of us might have that one shirt we can't let go of, but this is Justin Bieber, and naturally, the internet went wild. People were speculating everything from, oh, he's sentimental, to some of the more, let's say, freaky theories about him keeping old underwear or shoes. It's ridiculous, but also you can't help but laugh at how obsessed the internet gets over every little celebrity action. One comment that really cracked me up said, "Good for them for being willing to have fun." I guess that keeps him from driving around with Goodwill donations in his trunk for a month before he drops them off like the rest of us. And honestly, guilty. I have like 3 trash bags in my car right now that I've been meaning to donate, and somehow it just never happens. But back to the point, Justin having Selena's clothes isn't just a random fact. It feels like a symbol of the whole situation with him and Hailey right now, which is messy, confusing, and endlessly entertaining. And then there's the Instagram situation, which, of course, makes everything 10 times juicier. Justin was recently caught liking a post from 2016 featuring himself and Selena. Not just the photo, but a comment under it that was calling them soulmates, like forever newlyweds or something to that effect. Now, think about that for a second. Justin Bieber, in 2026, engaging with something from 10 years ago about his ex while he's married. It's like he's living in the past, and Hailey's supposed to just deal with it. People online have been going absolutely wild trying to figure out if this was intentional, if it's a hint at something, or if he just has a really weird nostalgia habit. And you know the internet, you can't just say, oh, maybe he liked it accidentally. No, every comment is a statement, a decision, a potential scandal, and fans are going in deep, dissecting everything about this move. Meanwhile, Hailey's social media hasn't exactly helped calm things down either. She's been reposting content that talks about their relationship being toxic or about Justin's struggles with addiction. Then there was the whole thing with the creator who posted a video about it. And apparently, Hailey's team tried to threaten legal action, which only added fuel to the fire. It's one of those situations where you can't tell if they're playing a game with each other, trying to control the narrative, or just being messy people doing messy things under a microscope. And that's what makes it so fascinating. It's not just celebrity drama, it's a window into how fame, relationships, and social media collide to create something that's entertaining, confusing, and a little sad all at the same time. So if we take a step back, what we're really seeing is a pattern. Justin's behavior isn't random. It's part of a history of him holding onto the past and engaging with it publicly. And when you pair that with Hailey's attempts to manage the narrative, whether through reposts, likes, or threats, it creates this almost performative tension that millions of people get to watch unfold. The couple is living their life under the same roof, and somehow, all these online interactions are part of their real-life relationship dynamic. Can you imagine going to bed at night with someone and knowing that by morning, the internet will be dissecting every little thing you did or didn't do? It's wild, and it's exhausting just to think about it. What's interesting too is how people online are reacting. Some say Hailey deserves this because she chose the life she has, marrying a global pop star and stepping into a world where your life is never private. Others are critical, saying that this is embarrassing and that she should have left by now, that no one should be tolerating this level of drama. And honestly, that's where things get tricky. Relationships are complicated, and we can speculate all we want. But at the end of the day, they're two people trying to figure out a life together while the world watches every move. That doesn't excuse the behavior, but it adds context to the mess. Justin's attachment to the past, whether it's through old clothes or liking decade-old posts about Selena, also says a lot about his relationship style. It's almost like he's holding on to comfort, nostalgia, or unresolved feelings in a way that spills into the public eye. And Hailey, meanwhile, is trying to navigate this while maintaining her image, managing her emotions, and somehow keeping the marriage going under a very public lens. The dynamic is messy, yes, but also fascinating because it shows how fame and personal life can collide in ways most of us will never experience, but can watch from the sidelines with popcorn in hand. Then there's the added layer of how the audience interprets everything. Every repost, every comment is analyzed, turned into a story, and shared across social media platforms. People dissect timing, context, and intention, creating a narrative that the celebrities may not have even intended. It's a feedback loop of drama, speculation, and gossip, where one small action becomes 1,000 talking points. And in this environment, Justin and Hailey are effectively playing a game with millions of spectators who are waiting to see the next move. It's also worth noting how Hailey interacts with her own past. Recently, she liked a throwback photo of herself and an ex, which got people talking about her being petty, clout chasing, or making a statement. Whether or not that's true doesn't really matter. The fact that we're dissecting it shows how every action from them is amplified and interpreted. The idea of both Justin and Hailey doing these subtle online gestures while living under the same roof is mind-blowing. The thought of them going about their lives, sleeping next to each other, all while their online behavior is creating headlines, is a level of performative tension most couples never face. And then there's the way influencers and gossip accounts are shaping the story. Every screenshot, every comment, every interaction is analyzed and dissected, often turning minor actions into major talking points. And the audience consumes it all, sharing, commenting, and fueling the cycle. Social media has turned what would normally be private relationship issues into a global spectacle. Every move is scrutinized, and every reaction becomes part of the narrative. In a way, it's fascinating because it shows how relationships and communication are fundamentally changed when the world is watching in real time. Justin's nostalgia for Selena, Hailey's attempts to control her own narrative, the legal threats, the reposts, the comments. It all blends into this chaotic, endlessly entertaining spectacle. And yet, there's a human side to it. They're navigating a life of fame, pressure, and public opinion. There's mental health, there's personal growth, and there's the challenge of maintaining a marriage under extraordinary circumstances. And somehow, we get to watch all of it unfold, analyzing their actions, speculating about their feelings, and trying to make sense of behaviors that, honestly, are impossible to fully understand from the outside. It's also important to recognize that celebrity relationships are often romanticized in ways that don't reflect reality. We see the glitz, the photos, the curated moments, and we assume a certain level of happiness or perfection. But Justin and Hailey's situation reminds us that even A-list relationships have tension, miscommunication, and moments of frustration. And in the digital age, those private moments become public in a way that amplifies the drama and forces everyone involved to respond or react. Watching this unfold also makes you think about attachment and memory. Justin holding on to old things, interacting with old posts, revisiting his past publicly. It's not just a habit, it's a glimpse into how people process relationships and change. For Hailey, managing the same reality while maintaining her dignity, her public image, and her marriage is a high-wire act that very few people could handle without falling under scrutiny. And that's what makes this story so compelling. It's messy, but it's human, and it's amplified by the fact that everyone is watching. And as the audience, we can't help but engage. We gossip, we analyze, we speculate, and sometimes we judge. We watch the patterns, the interactions, the reposts, and try to make sense of the dynamics at play. And that's what makes social media drama so addictive. The mix of human emotion, performative behavior, and global audience participation creates a spectacle that's impossible to ignore. Every repost, every legal threat becomes part of a story that continues to evolve in real time.